Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever felt a little weird about being by yourself? A little anxious, maybe? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into Renuka Gavrani's The Art of Being Alone and find out how to turn that fear into, believe it or not, a genuine superpower. This quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? This is the core idea we're talking about. It's not about avoiding people. It's about a huge mental shift from feeling trapped in the cage of loneliness to feeling safe and comfortable in the home of solitude. Now, to really understand why this matters so much, I want to start with a number that's going to sound completely random. 15 cigarettes a day. What on earth could that have to do with being alone? And there it is. This is not just about your feelings. The stakes here are incredibly high. Loneliness has a real physical impact on our health, a measurable effect on our lifespan. So learning to be alone isn't just some nice self-help idea. It's absolutely vital for our well-being. So if it's that serious, why is being alone so tough for so many of us? We're going to start by digging into what the book calls the loneliness cage, this deep-seated societal fear we all have of being by ourselves. It really all starts with the labels, doesn't it? The words we are absolutely terrified of. From a really young age, we're taught to see someone who's alone and immediately slap these negative ideas onto them. Weirdo, loner, pathetic. And this programming, it starts so early. Just think about any movie or TV show. The kid eating lunch alone in the cafeteria, they're always the victim, right? The weak character who needs to be rescued. We see that story over and over, and we learn to do absolutely anything to avoid being that person. And this brings us to maybe the most important distinction in this entire explainer. Think of it like this. Being alone is like being in an empty room. It's just a physical state. It's neutral. But being lonely, that's when you're in that empty room and you start telling yourself a story that the walls are closing in. It's a mental state, a story of misery and self-pity that we invent. This leads us to the next big section and honestly, a trap that so many of us fall right into. To escape that feeling of loneliness, we cling to this powerful, pervasive fantasy, the myth of being saved. You know this plot. We've been sold it our entire lives. Step 1. Someone is broken and lost. Step 2, a hero shows up out of nowhere. Step 3, the hero fixes them and boom, happily ever after. It's a great story, but it teaches us to just sit around and wait for our own hero to show up. And here is the tough truth. Waiting for a hero means you're pinning all your hopes on someone who probably doesn't even exist. The real change, the real escape, happens when you realize you have to be your own hero. Because nobody is coming to save you. Okay, so if no one's coming to save us, how in the world do we get out of the cage? Well, the answer isn't out there somewhere. It's in here. It's about turning inward and rediscovering who you actually are. This completely redefines the problem, doesn't it? The root of loneliness isn't about not having people around you. It's about not being able to find yourself when you're by yourself. We feel lonely because we've basically become strangers to our own minds. All right, so how do we reconnect? First up, self-acceptance. You have to accept your whole self, even the parts you think are weird or ugly or dark. You gotta own all of it. Second, self-knowledge. You need to actually sit down and come face to face with your own mind, even the uncomfortable bits. And third, and this is a big one, define who you are not. Sometimes knowing what you stand against is the quickest way to figure out what you truly stand for. Now, once you start getting to know yourself again, you can move on to the practical side of things, turning your alone time from something you just put up with into a skill that you actively practice and get better at. So here are 3 things you can start doing right away. First, use your alone time to digest, reflect, and reset. We're constantly bombarded with information. Your brain needs downtime to sort through it all. Second, you have to master the art of getting bored. Seriously, put the phone down and just let your mind wander. That's where creativity is born. And finally, learn to belong to yourself. Actively work on creating a life where your own company feels like the safest, most comforting place you can be. And this is why solitude is so incredibly valuable today. We live in a world that is designed from the ground up to shatter your attention into a million pieces. So the ability to truly focus, which is what solitude gives you, that is the ultimate modern luxury. So what's the end goal here? What's the point of all this work? It's freedom. The freedom to stop following the script and to start consciously designing a life that is 100% your own. I mean, really think about this for a second. So many of our goals, the job we want, the car we want, the places we want to go, are they actually our goals? Or are we just copying a blueprint of success that society handed to us because we never took the time in solitude to figure out what we really want? And so this is the real question to walk away with. If you could just mute all the outside noise, all the expectations from family and friends and social media, what does your personal definition of a successful life actually look like? The book's whole point is that solitude is the only place you're going to find that answer. And this quote just sums the entire thing up perfectly. Realizing you're truly on your own, yeah, that can be terrifying, but it's also the most liberating thought in the entire world. Because it means you are completely, totally free to build whatever life you want. The scary news is the cool news.